Hello dear students, welcome to today's fluid mechanics class. In last class we saw the constructions of Pelton wheel and their important parts and their function, and we also saw that how to determine the work done by jet on the runner, that is the power supplied by jet to the runner. All these things we saw in last class. In this class we will saw little bit more about the Pelton wheel. In this class we will discuss pinch of the design of Pelton wheel, some important parameters related with design. So these are the important points given related to the design of Pelton wheel, or you can say that these are important points related with Pelton wheel. The jet velocity at inlet, as we know that it is the outcome of the net head H. So it is given by V1 is equal to CV under root 2GH, where CV is the coefficient of velocity of nozzle and H is the net head at inlet, and V1 is the jet velocity at inlet, and G is the acceleration due to gravity. Point number 2 is the velocity of runner at the van to the point of impact, that is U, is given by U is equal to phi into under root 2GH. Means the velocity of the runner at the van to the point of impact of jet is given by U is equal to phi under root 2GH, where phi is the speed ratio of van and jet speed. Van speed means V1, jet speed means V1, van speed means U. So phi is the ratio of U and V1. So U is given by phi into under root 2GH. And usually this phi lies between 0.34 to 0.48, and the angle of deflection of jet, that is the angle between relative velocity of jet impacting and leaving, VR1 and VR2. This is the angle of deflection. And sometimes it is also taken the angle between V1 and V2, and in some cases relative angle between initial relative velocity and final relative velocity. Both are valid. So it is given by 180 degree minus, means this phi is given by 180 minus 165. So phi can be find out by angle of deflection. This is the initial relative velocity, this is the final relative velocity. So you take relative velocity for the deflection, angle of deflection. So here it is phi, it will be also phi. If it is 165, then phi will be 180 minus 165. Phi can be calculated. The mean diameter or pitch diameter of the Pelton wheel is given by mean diameter of runner wheel means the D, capital D, and U is, as we know that U is equal to pi dn by 60, so D is equal to 60 U by pi n. And jet ratio, it is represented by M, and jet ratio is the ratio of mean diameter of the wheel to the diameter of the jet. If jet diameter is small d, and runner diameter d, then M will be equal to capital D by small d. It is taken 12 mostly. Mostly it is taken 12. But if in question it is given, then you can't take 12. But if not given, you can take it 12. And next important point related to Pelton wheel is number of buckets on the runner. That is symbolized by Z, and Z will be given by this formula. Z is equal to 15 plus capital D by 2D, where capital D is the runner diameter and small d is the Z diameter. So this is the form, and capital D by small d is the, that is the Z ratio. It is represented by M, as we saw in last page. It is Z ratio. So this formula can be used to calculate the number of buckets. And now we come at the point, that is number of jets. What will be number of jets? It can be obtained by total flow divided by flow rate through single jet. Whatever total flow required, if we divide that flow to the flow of single jet, then we can find out the number of jets, because including flow through all the jets, we need that flow, total flow. So number of jet is equal to total flow divided by flow through one jet. So these are the points we need to remember when we solve the problem of problem related to this Pelton wheel. Let us see few numericals. Numerical number 1. A Pelton wheel has a mean bucket speed of 10 meter per second. That is the U, with a jet of water flowing at the rate of 700 liter per second. Jet flow rate through jet is 700 liter per second. Under a head of 30 meter. H is 30 meter. The bucket deflects the jet through an angle of 160 degree. Calculate the power given by water to the runner and hydraulic efficiency. And the CV is coefficient velocity of nozzle is given 0.98. So let us do first step, that is we note down the data. Speed of the bucket at the inlet and outlet, U is equal to 10 meter per second. Discharge through jet is equal to, that is Q, 700 liter per second, and that is 0.7 meter cube per second. We convert it into SI unit. Net head at the inlet, that is H, is equal to 30 meter. And angle of deflection will be, as we saw from the figure, phi, angle of deflection, that is given 160 degree. So from the figure, phi will be equal to 180 degree minus 160 degree, that is 20 degree. So if we subtract 180 angle of deflection from 180 degree, then we get the phi. Phi is the relative velocity angle with the line of velocity of van velocity at the outlet. So I show you in next page that how phi is 180 degree minus 160 degree. So let us see how phi is 20 degree. So this is relative velocity triangle, and this is the V1 jet velocity, and OA is the jet velocity, and OB is the van velocity at inlet, and this BA will be relative velocity of jet at inlet, and with the same relative velocity, jet will glide on the bucket, and with the same relative velocity, jet will come out with the tip angle at outlet, that is phi. So this is VR2. VR2 will be equal to VR1 as we know, and this is U, so this will be V2 jet velocity at outlet. So this is the velocity triangle. O dash, B dash, and this will be A dash. This will be A dash. And this is the velocity of whirl at outlet, the component of V2 along U, that is VW2, and this is the velocity of flow, that is the component of V2 perpendicular to direction of U, as we discussed number of time in earlier classes. So angle of deflection means the angle between this relative velocity and this relative velocity, this 160 degree. Angle between this relative velocity and this relative velocity. This is the angle of deflection. This is 160 degree. Now this is phi, and because this line and this line is parallel, so this will be also phi, and this total is 180 degree. So this will be, phi will be 180 degree minus 160 degree, that is 20 degree. So phi will be, as in last page we already written, phi is equal to 180 degree minus 160 degree. So this is phi, same, and this is total 180. So phi is equal to 180 minus 160, 20 degree. And coefficient of velocity is given 0.98, and jet velocity V1. As we saw the points in starting of class, that how to calculate jet velocity. V1 is equal to CV under root 2gh. So g is 0.81, h is given 30 meter. So V1 will be 23.77 meter per second. Now refer the relative velocity triangle. VRN is equal to V1 minus U. That is the 23.77. V1 is 23.77 and U is 10 meter per second given in the question. So VR1 will be 13.77 meter per second, and VW1 means component of V1 along U, that is the same. V1 is already along U, so VW1 velocity of whirl at inlet will be equal to V1, that is 23.77. This also we discussed in the velocity triangle class of the Pelton wheel. So refer velocity triangle at outlet. Now, so at outlet velocity triangle, VR2 is VR1, that is 13.77 we calculated, and VW2, see this VW2, this one O dash and C dash, this is the C dash. O dash C dash is the VW2, component of V2 along the line of U. So VW2 is equal to V2 cos beta, or V2 cos beta. If beta is not available, then we can subtract U from this, B dash C dash minus B dash O dash, and B dash C dash is the VR2 cos phi, and B dash O dash is the U. So O dash C dash means VW2 is equal to VR2 cos phi. VR2 cos phi means this B dash C dash minus U. U means B dash O dash. So by subtracting O dash B dash O dash from B dash C dash, we get O dash C dash, that is the VW2, and VW2 will be VR2 cos phi minus U, 13.77 cos 20 degree minus 10, that is 2.94 meter per second. VW2 calculated 2.94 meter per second. Now work done per second or power supplied by jet will be given by, as we know, rho A V1 and bracket in bracket VW1 plus VW2 and bracket close multiply by U. Here will be plus because beta is smaller than 90 degree. If beta will be greater than 90 degree, then here will be minus. So rho is the density of water 10 to the power 3, A is the AV1. AV1 is the discharge, that is given 0.7. So 0.7 we have written, and VW1 is the, this is the VW1 23.77 plus VW2 we calculated 2.94, and U is the given 10 meter per second. So by doing the calculation we get 1869 70 watt, and because this is the large quantity, so we can convert it into kilowatt for a nice look, or for it will be better if we convert it into kilowatt. So it will be 186.97 kilowatt. So this is the power supplied by jet to the runner. Now hydraulic efficiency is given by, as we know, we already derived the formula, 2 VW1 plus VW2 into U by V1 square, where all the terms are known to us. 2 into VW1 is the 23.77 plus VW2 is the 2.94 into 10. U is the 10 and V1 is the 23.77, that is square. So by calculating we get 0.9454. It is the fraction efficiency. So percentage efficiency will be by multiplying by 100. So 94.54. This is the hydraulic efficiency of the related turbine. So in this way we can find out the desired terms if we are having sufficient data to calculate all these terms. So let us see one more numericals. So numerical is, a Pelton wheel is to be designed. For the following specification. For the following specifications: shaft power needed 11,772 kilowatt, head is 380 meter, speed is 750 rpm, and overall efficiency 86%, and jet diameter is equal to runner diameter by 6, means jet ratio is the 6, small capital D by small d, that is 6. And we have to find out, determine following points: wheel diameter, that is the capital D, number of jet required, and diameter of the jet D. These three things we have to find out. So let us proceed. So here shaft given data, first we will note down the given data. Shaft power is 11,772 kilowatt, head is 380 meter, speed of the runner is 750 rpm, overall efficiency is 86%, and this is a jet diameter by wheel diameter is 1 by 6, and the coefficient of velocity is given 0.985. It is given in the question. By mistake I have left this in the question. And the speed ratio is also given. Speed ratio means it means U by V1. U by V1 is also given 0.45. And we have to find out the diameter of the diameter of the runner, number of jet, and diameter of the jet. This is it. So let us proceed. As we know that velocity of jet is given by Cv under 2gh. Cv is the coefficient of velocity of nozzle, 0.985 it is given, and h is the 380 meter. We are having that in question. So V1 is equal to 85.05 meter per second. And the velocity of wheel at impact point. So we know that velocity of wheel is given by Ku under 2gh, where Ku is the speed ratio. Okay, speed ratio. The speed ratio is the U by under 2gh. Speed ratio will be given by U by under 2gh, as we saw in the important point related with the Pelton wheel at the starting of class. We saw that speed ratio is given by U divided by under 2gh. So U will be Ku under 2gh. So Ku is given in question 0.45. That I have not mentioned here in question, but it is given in the question. So U will be 0.45 under root 2 into 9.81 into 380. It will come out 38.85 meter per second. and u is the u is equal to pi dn by 60. U is the pi dn by 60. Mean diameter, where d is the mean diameter of the runner. So from here we can find out the d. U we know, we have already calculated, and n we know 750. So d can be calculated from this equation. U is equal to pi dn by 60. So d is equal to 0.989 meter. So the capital D means runner diameter have come 0.989 meter. So given that d by small d by capital D is equal to 1 by 6, it is given. So capital D we calculated, and from here we can calculate small d. Small d will come from here, that is the 0.165 meter. Now discharge from one jet will be given by AV1. Discharge from one jet will be given by cross section area of jet into velocity through jet, that we have calculated at starting. So A is equal to pi by 4 d square. D is the diameter of the jet. So discharge from one jet can be calculated for here, that is coming 1.818 meter cube per second. Now overall efficiency is given. Now overall efficiency is given 86%. So overall efficiency will be shaft power by water power. And shaft power is given 11772 kilowatt, and this will be into 10 to the power 3 watt. Means 11772 kilowatt will be 11772 into 10 to the power 3 watt, and divided by water power will be Q rho G into H. Q rho G into H. And we can also write, as we had calculated earlier, 1 by 2 rho V1 cube. 1 by 2 rho V1 cube. So we can also write this, and this will be equivalent to 1 by 2 rho V1 cube. Rho V1 cube. So water power will be Q rho G into capital H divided by 1000. Water power means this weight flow rate of water into head of water at the inlet. Water power at the inlet of the turbine will be head at inlet into weight flow rate of water at inlet. As we know that at any section we can calculate the power multiplying by head with the weight flow rate from that section. So at the nozzle outlet means at the inlet of the turbine, the weight flow rate is Q rho G into head is H. So this is also equivalent to 1 by 2 rho V1 cube. So by putting all the values, Q is equal to, Q we don't know, rho is equal to density of water 1000 into 9.81 into 380, and this is the 10 cube, and one more 10 cube, this 1000 will go up. So by calculating we get 3.672 meter cube per second. By calculating this Q will come out 3.672 meter cube per second. Now this is total discharge, and this is the discharge through one jet. So number of jet will be total discharge divided by one jet discharge through one jet, and by dividing this by this we get number of jet is equal to 2. So in this way we can solve the problem of Pelton wheel. I will suggest you to solve some more problem, solved or unsolved problem from the Bansal. Good problems are given there, and you submit your this class work, and Rest of thing we will see in the next classes. Thank you.